Hello there, this is a short screencast to introduce the acids and bases content that's part of the module CHE10063. So I'm Martin, and yeah, basically in this acids and bases content, we're going to be talking about acids and bases from an inorganic or physical chemistry perspective, as it says on the slide, and quite a bit of this is going to be revision of what you've done already. So just as a quick outline structure of the whole course, what we're going to be doing first is we're going to start with just a little introduction, and these, basically these numbers here, they roughly correspond to screencasts. You start with an introduction, talk a bit about equilibria, again, sort of mostly revision, talk about strength of acids, relating it to pKa, particularly weak acids, okay? So we're going to be talking a lot about weak acids and calculations with weak acids. And then we'll get to some slightly more descriptive things, such as different types of acids, specific types of acids. And, this first section here, these first four at least, are Bronsted-Lowry acids. Okay, so these are proton donors, but not wishing to jump ahead too far. But then on the final two content pieces, we'll be talking about non-aqueous or indeed Lewis acid systems. Okay, so these don't necessarily involve protons anymore. Okay, in terms of how I'm gonna deliver this course, there will obviously be asynchronous screencasts. Roughly each one of these, or each one or two of these, will be backed up with some quizzes on the KLE, and these are just self-quizzes where you can just test yourself, test your knowledge, and you'll get some feedback on your responses. So please engage with those in addition to the screencasts, as they are intended to help you with your learning. There'll be a 2-hour synchronous workshop. Currently, I believe that's in week 7. That will not only be on acids and bases, though it'll also include the redox content that's coming directly after this. And finally, just sort of again to sort of go forwards a little bit, later on this semester there'll be a short acids and bases exercise, which is based on an old lab, and that'll have content related obviously to this course, but that will be part of the module, the other module, the lab module that I'm module leader of. Okay. In terms of this course, specifically the acids and bases side of things, these are the learning outcomes. Now, I don't know if anyone's explained to you what learning outcomes mean yet, but basically these are the things that we can test you on in the open book exam that's coming. Okay, so anything that's written in here, this is the sort of thing that I expect you to be able to learn or have learned by the end of this course. And finally, there's plenty of resources available to supplement your learning. Obviously, I intend that the screencasts and the slides will cover most things, but if you want to read about these things from a different angle or just reinforce your learning by reading about them from the textbooks, then chapter 5 in inorganic chemistry is very useful, and equally sort of chapter 5, but specifically the topics 5D and 5F in elements of physical chemistry are useful. And as you might expect, the inorganic chemistry section is better on, say, for example, the descriptive side of things, but still does deal with the maths, but to a lesser extent, whereas the physical chemistry side of things, that will go into the mathematics a bit more in depth. Okay, I will attempt to link via QR codes to specific pages throughout the slides. For each of these books, and generally speaking, in addition to the QR codes, I'll put what the book is and the page number too, in case you don't have a QR code reader. If you don't, by the way, you can easily download these for your phone. They're very easy to get hold of. Finally, in both of these books, there are plenty of examples and exercises. We're going to use some of them, but also I will direct you to some of them to, again, supplement your learning. Okay, so that's everything, and now you can start with the first of the actual topic screencasts.